So this 1994 Yamaha YZ80 pops up on my local Facebook marketplace for $800. It looks a little bit clapped out, and I had stuff going on that evening, so I didn't think I was going to be able to check it out, but it ended up being right along my route, and I snagged it for $550. It definitely needed some love. It's missing plastics, the tire is roached out, levers are broken. I sprayed some Maxima Bio Wash on the bike and let that sit for a minute before hitting it with the pressure washer to get it all cleaned up and ready to work on. At this point, I had a pretty good idea of what the bike needed, so I had already ordered parts and went ahead with starting to remove all of the items that needed to go, including the air filter and fork guards, and then I got the rear wheel removed and did a quick tire change on that. The valve stem of the tube that was in there was completely ripped off from the tube itself, so no wonder it would not hold air. So at this point, I got the rear wheel reinstalled on the bike and adjusted the chain tension properly because it was a little bit too tight at first actually, so now the wheel spins a whole lot better. And then I moved on to replacing the fork guards. Yes, the brake line on this fork guard does indeed go behind it. I posted this on TikTok and had a handful of people commenting about how weird that was, but that is the way this one's designed. Moving right along, these might be the most bent handlebars I have ever seen. They were totally thrashed, so I installed some new handlebars, put some new grips on the bike, which really helped with the overall look of the bike as well. Of course, it is still not the cleanest thing in the world, but this definitely makes it look a little better and a little more up to date. I took the air filter out and it was nasty. It was really starting to fall apart, so I replaced it with a fresh, pre-oiled air filter. Got that all installed and ready to go to make sure the bike has a clean air box. Reinstalled the seat, and she was really close to coming together. At this point, I went ahead and shined up the plastics with some Mr. Clean Magic Eraser, which is really effective for removing little black marks and scuffs. When I got the bike, the front brake actually did not work at all, so I bled it. It turns out that the bleed nipple was clogged, so once I figured that out, which took me a while, from there the process went pretty smoothly. When I drained the oil, I got a pretty milky looking substance, but I checked the radiator and it was full, and then when I reinstalled the oil, I checked it again after running the bike for a while and it looked good, so I believe that the bike maybe just took on some water through the pipe or something, maybe when being washed. But at this point, the bike was ready to go. I had it running, everything on it was functioning properly. Still not the prettiest thing in the world, but definitely had turned this thing into a reasonably reliable dirt bike. My buddy Griffin trail rode it for the weekend and everything worked great. So at that point, I threw it on Facebook Marketplace for $1,600. Now, I was pretty prepared to take around $1,400 for it. With parts costs, my total investment in the YZ80 is $721, so that still would have been decent profit, but here's where the story gets interesting. This guy messages me and says, I have a 2005 Suzuki RM125 I would be interested in trading. I really just love Yamahas. I already have a full-size bike. So really to me, this sounded too good to be true, but he brought the bike over and I checked it out. I ran the VIN to make sure that it wasn't stolen or anything like that. Everything checked out and looked good, and we made the trade straight across. So with a $721 investment into that YZ80 and about 4 hours of work, I ended up with an '05 Suzuki RM125. The Suzuki definitely needs a little bit of work, and I am going to clean this thing up, but when it's all said and done, I'll have just a few $100s into it and probably sell it for around $3,500. So stay tuned for a video on the Suzuki RM125 flip to see where we can come out on this one, but overall, pretty happy with the YZ80 purchase and that trade. If you enjoyed this video, please consider leaving me a like rating and subscribing to the channel, as well as checking out my Instagram and TikTok. See you guys soon with another video.